Inshallah and Ashe. We are live. It's Friday's live, and you know what to do. I'm looking for my comments. If you're interested in a mini cowrie shell divination, the stewards of the universe, all the elementals, and my upcoming event, Gift and Purpose, along with Spill the Tea, is next Friday. Live through Zoom and in the Shamanic Healing Academy, talking about the sun, Leo, our heart center, relational empathy, along with some elementals that are in that category, is what I like to say. But either way, if you're joining me here, we're going to be doing mini cowrie shell divinations live. I do this every Friday, so if you have a question on the tip of your tongue, something you want me to dive into or look at, I'm also looking for, let's see, opportunities here. Here we go. I'm going to change that up a little. So this is my shells. I normally don't do them here, but maybe I will do that today. Do it a little different. Just drag it over towards myself. There we go. Almost lost my fairy wand, but yeah, that's it. So we can look at the shells. Be sure to comment. You got to comment if you want me to dive into the shells for you. And yeah, that's where we're at right now. So is anybody joining me live here? I can't see. We're multi-streaming as usual. So cowrie shell divination is an art of divination brought to the West by Malidoma Somé of the Dagar tribe in Burkina Faso, West Africa. I was blessed to be a protege, a student of his wisdom, his medicine, his insight as well. See how that's all going and playing out. So yeah, I usually, I do these in person or live, in person at Crohn's Hollow or different events that I'm a part of. Usually you come with a question and you move the shells, but since we're doing this online, I just usually invoke the spirit team, all the beings of the seen and the unseen, and radiate that way and see how that all goes. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Be sure to comment if you would like me to roll the shells on your behalf. If not, sometimes I do pull the cards from the Fae. I generally work with the Fae, the beings of the other world, and how that goes. So yeah, that's where we're at the moment. So anybody curious? Have a question? Doing this a little backwards today. I guess I could get rid of my little thing there, but that's where we're at. Yeah, so I predominantly work with the elements. I always like to call in the gatekeepers. It's always important to call in our own personal gatekeepers, our ancestors, the guardians of our galaxy and whatnot. How that works for us. So it looks like my stream is lagging just a little bit. So yeah, again, if you're curious and want me to move the shells on your behalf, I do need to know your month and your year of birth. I also bring in the quadrants of feng shui and your 4 pillars of destiny. I just kind of map that out in my brain, I guess, as I move the shells to kind of dive into what that looks like. So right now I'm just shuffling my fairy deck to see what spirit beings come in for the weekend to give us guidance. So be sure to comment. You don't necessarily need to say what's on the tip of your tongue, but if you're looking for some insight and some guidance, I do need you to comment for sure, and then I'll move the shells on your behalf and call in the spirit team. So yeah, there's that. And it looks like I can see you're watching, but maybe you're a little nervous. Don't be nervous. I do these every Friday. Sometimes we have a wild show, and sometimes we only have no show, basically. People get a little nervous. And if you'd like to schedule a private one-on-one, I do have those in the show notes as well. You can use the code BELIEVE33 if you're curious, or just schedule. Yeah, it makes it fantastic. I'm going to do these one more time, and then I'll pull a card. Messages for the weekend. Oh, looks like we're going to go out for a journey and explore. So this is the journeyman. Literally, this is like you already have the skills. Now you're going to go take your skills out into the world and show the world the magic that resides within you. I love the journeyman. I think we should take more journeys of this world. Subscribe to a different channel. Absolutely, 100%. So there's that. And for sure, comment if you want me to move the shells on your behalf. I could do a collective roll as well. Sometimes I do that. And then we have the singer of intuition. So this tells me spirit is actually going to be guiding us and we need to pay attention to our intuition. And intuition comes in more forms than just visions, clairaudience, and sight. Most people actually have kinesthetic gifts, emotional empathy, mental empathy, just clear knowing. Some people have the ability to manifest at will, which is our root center. And some people are nature empaths. So there are different forms of intuition. I'll be covering this and a lot more in Gift in Purpose if you want to join me for that event. Super fun and very angel number pricing. I always do angel numbers for all my pricing, in case you haven't noticed. And interestingly enough, this is us opening up our heart and paying attention to our thoughts, clear thinking, and just opening up to receive a new way of thinking that's in alignment with what our heart desires, by the way. And of course, 7 is our intuition connected to our crown center. Neptune energy, the 12th house, Pisces, intuition. And again, comment if you'd like me to pull the cards on your behalf. This is fantastic. This always reminds me of the stag in the Fae, right? The white stag. This is unity. So this is like literally everybody loving themselves and shining that love through our auric fields out into the world. And we all know the world needs more love inside of us and outside of us. So we attract our highest vibration. So I'll take that. Feels like we're all going to go on a journey and have maybe an intuitive insight and share with the world and actually connect and have a conversation. That's what I'm getting there. So yeah. Okay. Well, if everyone's going to be shy, I'll move the shells for the weekend. Do a weekend scroll. So I'll affirm my spirit. I'll affirm the spirit of everybody tuning in and watching, either live or on the replay. Affirm the spirits of the Great Spirit, the oneness, the being seen and the unseen, the Wedamaze, the Cantomblaze, all the elemental beings, that I may be a conduit and deliver the message that everyone needs to receive today and into the weekend. And with that, I say Ashe, blessings as always. And I'll move the shells. And I pulled another card, but I'll get to that later. So, yep, we are in a place of surrendering to some inner peace. In the Dagara cosmology, we are in a year of mineral. Minerals all about connection, community, families, groups and gatherings and conversation, using words. The opposing side to that is lies and gossip. So when people aren't in alignment with their spiritual truths, that's usually when they gossip or lie. So that would be like an indication that that particular element is out of balance. But right now we need to actually go to the waters and allow the water to reconcile and cleanse and kind of go through a rebirthing process, especially during the season of Cancer, which is also water and the bubbling spring, what we bubble through. How we identify in the world is also, I think people are striving for more spiritual connection, whatever that is, whatever practice we do. We're all individual, and what resonates for me may not resonate for you. That's why opinions are great. They're always right and they're always wrong. They're opinions. But we are kind of blocking our ability to connect to spirit. Sometimes I feel like the laws of man versus the laws of spirit. We literally need to change our subscription channel and tune into the laws in the spirit world. The other world, whether that's our ancestors, angels, all the beings that are literally of the other world. The Fae in particular for myself, I like to tune into the Fae. as well. This is Nellis. She's a necromancer. So this tells me between all the other cards I pulled with Unity, she's part of the she, but this is us paying attention to our feelings and what we intuitively sense before we take action on that. And she like literally has the fairy wand like Tinker Bell. So utilizing our feelings and our intuition to share our light out into the world. That's what I feel like she's sending us today after we connect to spirit. And all in all, this is us bringing our starlight, our spiritual walk of fame, into the world, knowing that we belong, like bringing it all home and being devoted to what our heart wants. Maybe there's a conversation that creates a wake up call for us. And we're literally going through a conversation, through some transformation and getting organized around that. As per usual, we all need boundaries, whether it's energetic boundaries, physical boundaries, emotional boundaries. You know, sometimes our mind can be cruel and corrupt and say things that aren't so fantastic, right? So rewriting and rescripting that story is of value, right? And it doesn't cost money to value ourselves and create that kind of energy. I will say that. But community, definitely we need some, our community, our village is changing. We're also going through a wardrobe change, if you will. That's like literally letting go of the past in this transformation and coming out like a butterfly out of the cocoon. That transformation is happening. And on the other side of that, it's going to be some great healing that's very radical or appears radical to those that are not awake or aware. That's how that feels. So yeah, if you're curious, go ahead and comment in the comment area your birth year and month. I like to look at both of those because there's different energies that each month carries in the elemental frequency, in the heavenly universe, and also in the cosmic highway, meaning the planets. That's how I look into those for some divine perception and just bring in the goodness. But if you don't comment, I can't move the shells on your behalf. So there is that. So I think we need to go to the waters and also connect more with spirit, whatever that is for you. More like invoking words and having a spirit to spirit conversation to get clear about our path and what we're doing as a collective, as a consciousness and community. We need more conversations instead of like holding things into ourselves. Because I'm sure if you're thinking it, maybe you need to let it outside voice, get on top of the mountain and have a different perspective, even go to the mountain. We always go to the mountain to tell the mountain our secrets. The mountain doesn't come to us as far as the mountain spirits, and leaving an offering there as you invoke and speak to spirit, basically the other world at the top of the mountain, to bring in that new perspective and what can and cannot be seen. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting there. So yeah, I'll hang out for 5 more minutes. Anybody who wants a mini divination, some insight about something that's on the tip of your tongue, I'll invite your spirit team to assist, and then we will go from there and see how it all plays out. So just let me know how that works. This tells me there's an indecision, a decision that needs to be made, an indecision in oh, Tom, you want one again? Sure. Okay, but you have to tell me your birth month and year, because I don't collectively keep that in my frequency. I'm kind of one and done. Sometimes spirit will guide me, but this is us loving ourselves and loving ourselves some more. Hi, Donna. Okay, again, I need your birth month and year. So if you could go first, Tom or Donna, October of 81. So again, Tom, you're part of the water clan. So energetically, inner peace, that is your go-to. If something doesn't bring you inner peace, the answer is no, and it will affect your emotional foundation. So paying attention to your feelings and your emotions in your home, that's always going to be your go-to is water. There's other elements that are into play as well, besides the element of water. The month you're born, October, that tells me it's also the western direction of your home. That should be like any room in your house in the western direction needs to be like your sacred space, where you go to for sacred space as well. Kind of like where you literally inner peace. But uh-oh, how did I do that? Sorry, it might hit my elbow. Too funny. Maybe there's a reason. So yeah, water, feelings, your feelings will never lie. You need to pay attention to what you feel always. And it does depend on the degree of your ascendant, of how that plays out for you. But water, Cancer is the bubbling spring. It's all about nurturing energy. So you're probably seen out into the world like a nurturing person. I am going to change this up because I just hit my elbow and that was kind of crazy. So I'm going to get rid of that. Sorry, playtime. This is how we live stream. Okay, good. Oh, now I gotta move that back over. Whee, there we go. Oops. Okay, so first I'm gonna affirm your spirit, Tom, for the magical being you are and always have been. Affirm your gatekeepers, your guides, your ancestors, the being seen and the unseen, the great spirit and the oneness, that I may be a conduit and deliver the message you need to receive today. Just know your feelings will never lie, and you definitely need to tune into them. This is the topsy-turvette, so things seem like they're all over the place and doing nothing all at the same time. I love the topsy-turvettes. I think they're fun. They're a bunch of fae that's their thing. They're like the candomblé. It's all about laughter, poetry, dance, and movement. And just so you know, water is actually currency as a conduit. Money is actually water, so money can either flow like water or it can be in a drought like water. I think that's kind of a side note information, but with that, I'm going to move the shells on your behalf and see what comes in. So you literally are in a place of surrendering once again, but you're blocking your own flow. That flow is blocking you, which is also like you being devoted again to your own heart and going through a change, like the root system of a tree, so you can see your own brilliance and literally birthing and like activating that from your inner water out into the world for the world to see. I would surrender to that transformation so you really are devoted to what your heart wants, so your brilliance shines even brighter. Your ancestors are saying yes, but you do need a different perspective when it comes to your spiritual connection. Whatever that is for you, however you do that, that's kind of how that plays out. But you're going to have an initiation, a wake-up call that's actually going to activate and bring you inner peace through this change with some sophistication of what that looks like. And even how you are identifying right now in the world is going through a change. You literally are getting a new wardrobe, like shedding skin like a snake, possibly like the butterfly coming out of the cocoon. It's how you talk to yourself needs to be in alignment with your emotional field and your emotional foundation. So I would go to water always. That's kind of your conduit. But I would also connect to a wise tree and leave an offering as a ritual offering for you. So I hope that was helpful. And excuse me, my eye is watering. And of course I don't have I got a kind of a tissue. There we go. Sometimes that happens when the lights are on. Okay, so with that, I say Ashe, blessings to you. Okay, Donna Hicks, I'm going to affirm your spirit for the magical being you are, always have been. Affirm your starlight on the spiritual walk of fame, that I may be a conduit to deliver the message you need to receive today to take on into the weekend. You too look like you're a Cancer. You're both Cancers. That's fantastic. Except you, Donna, you know this. You're part of the Earth clan in the Dagar cosmology. So this is about you nurturing your foundation. First, obviously, put the mask on you first so you can nurture others, so people don't steal your light and your energy. That happens a lot sometimes. And you two are you're going through an emotional change, a shift in that. I want you to not be afraid of what's on the other side. Fear kind of holds us back, and stay committed and devoted to what your heart wants authentically. That as well. And the direction in space for July is kind of where I'm sitting. It's both the southwest and the western areas of your home. That's where you want to activate and kind of nurture those areas as we move through time and space. Also, for everyone listening, pay attention to your moon sign when the new moon falls in your 11th house in your astrology chart, those are called new moon wishes by Jan Spiller. And you can actually do a wish every day. I would invoke it, say it out loud, and then put it away and then go back to it like 42 days later and rescript it if your heart feels the call. Donna, I will say there's a shift and a change in your relationship. A radical conversation. This feels like a radical conversation. There's some spirit activity that's also, what do I want to say? It's being like an initiation, like a transfiguration is what's coming to mind. I would for sure make sure you had your boundaries in place. To thine own heart be true on that. And also, again, how you identify in the world is shifting, going through change. It's going to be something magical. Some healing's going to come outside of that as well. But definitely a conversation about where home is like right on through all of this right here, this line up. You got to line up here. But ultimately, the heart is always the queen and the king of our divine heart. Yeah, and I think you need to start using words, invoking words, so you can shine brighter. It's like your spiritual truths are coming to the forefront to be activated through that as well, to get you on your pathway and your own platform, being seen through the eye of Creator, bringing those messages into this world like never before, something new. I hope that was helpful. And you're welcome, Tom. I hope that was helpful for you as well. Yeah, also water. So those directions as well, but also, yeah, the West for you because you're a Libra. Great. You're welcome. Thanks, Donna. Thanks for tuning in on a fantastic Friday. So if anybody else don't mind the background noise, I'm having some home remodeling happening, new carpet. I'm activating my cleansing of my house in various areas to get into the flow, right? Got to get into the flow. And for those of you that don't know, we did enter period 9, the beginning of this year in Chinese metaphysics. Period 9 is the element of fire, so the stars change places. And when they do so, we need to actually change the mountain and the water stars of our location, our home, with new colors and new things. It's a 20-year cycle. We just left period 8, which was the mountain star. That's why real estate was really big. But now careers like AI, for one, is going to be exploding, which it is. Entertainment, beauty, hair, all that kind of artistry stuff is going to explode. So if you're in those industries, the healing arts and whatnot, light therapy, I happen to do that. Those industries are going to like get a boost. But fire, whatever fire touches, it actually transforms. So be aware of that. There's always two sides to a fire energy. It can rage out of control, or it can be healing and soothing and warming. So just be consciously aware is what I want to say to that. So again, if anybody's interested, all you got to do is comment your year of birth and your month as well. If you feel like it, you can actually do the day if you feel that energy as well. That's that. That's how we roll. God, I'm glad I moved that. That was kind of funny, my external camera doing this thing. I'm going to pull a card again to finish the day. This is Solos. He's also part of the singers of the other world. The singers in this particular deck, they're like divas, like angels and whatnot, beings of the other world. Their energy is so potent that it's too hard for us in human form to literally hear all their frequencies because it shatters ours, which is actually great. To me, it's like getting fragmented and getting put back together how we in our original form. Solus is like a sage, and the seer, obviously, he's sunny and bright. I always see the sun shines upon everything in the houses and within ourselves. Right now, the sun is shining in the season of Cancer. So our emotional foundation is actually getting more lit up is kind of how I see that. And that's kind of what I want to say there. So this is great. We've had 3 singers during today's show. I like that. Actually, I love it. So again, if you want me to move the shells on your behalf, you do need to comment your month and year of birth. And if not, tune into the replay. Maybe you'll pick up on something that I shared for the other people that did comment and share their light and their love out into the galaxy. That's kind of how I see that. So, and it is, oh my goddess, it's 3/27, and we did have card 27, so that is amazing. Solus is also, by the way, expect the unexpected because of the 3 and attracting our frequency vibration that's in alignment with us. That's a side note there. But I will pull these over here. Pounding in the background. Whee! You're welcome. Okay, ladies and gents, if I don't have any more tuning in, you don't want your shells moved on your behalf, I will see you next Friday. Do remember, Spill the Tea is next Friday to join the show. It's a live webinar I do once a month. All you got to do is subscribe to my musing newsletter. This month is going to be about the season of Leo, also the kind of the west and the northwest area of the home. The element of our heart chakra and relational empathy, air as an elemental, and a lot more. Or join me for Gift and Purpose. Again, that's August 10th, live as well in my online coven. So with that, I say Ashe. Thanks for tuning in today. And of course, I'll see you next Friday or Monday. Ashe. Blessings.